Hey girl, sorry this video is late, but yesterday was 4th of July, so we had a family picnic and I had plans with friends for fireworks and stuff. So I'm getting this video up as soon as I can. I'm gonna start like Kayla with when and why I started reading Harry Potter, and my when story is kind of long, so stick with me here. So in 2nd grade, I think it was, no, the summer before 2nd grade, I broke my arm. And at the time, because it was August, it was summer, so a lot of my friends were outside playing in sprinklers, at the pool, you know, all these water activities that I couldn't do because I had the cast on my arm. So I was spending a lot of time inside reading, watching movies, playing games that I could, you know, things that are easier to do when you have a cast on your arm. And I am pretty sure that I just decided to pick up my brother's book and start reading. And I had been exposed to Harry Potter. I'd probably watched the first movie, at least, with my family. So I knew what Harry Potter was. It was just that I hadn't read the books yet because I was a little young still. And I think even when I read them for the first time, I didn't fully grasp what was going on. But that's okay. I mean, it started a love for something, so that's good. And then I kind of forgot. I didn't forget about Harry Potter, but I wasn't as into it right away as I probably could have been. So then I remember, the next thing I remember really being into Harry Potter was the summer that the 7th book came out, so 2007. I remember begging my mom to let me go at midnight because I had friends that were going at midnight to get the book and all, you know, the exciting release and all of that, and she wouldn't let me, and I was devastated and it was terrible. She's like, don't worry, we'll get it for you in a few days. And typical little teenage girl that wants Harry Potter, but that's not good enough, you know, I need it now. And so a few days later we did get it when we were traveling, and I don't even know if I read all of Deathly Hallows at that time, but I know I got the book. So then the next, well, when I started to really realize there was a fandom, kind of, I remember being on a trip probably the next summer, so 2008, summer of 2008, and I had downloaded stuff from iTunes to listen to in the car while we were on the trip because it would be a long drive. I don't even remember where we were going, but I remember laying in the back of the car and listening to either Pottercast or MuggleCast, and I can't figure out which because I have episodes from 2008 for both of them. So I want to say it was MuggleCast, but I'm not positive. And I remember listening to it and being like, wow, there are people that sit and talk about Harry Potter for hours. This is amazing. And I think even at that time I didn't fully realize that there was a fandom surrounding Harry Potter. And then after that, I mean, that was the start of it really, I think, was listening to MuggleCast or Pottercast. And then once I discovered like the YouTube community in 2009 or 2010, I don't remember which, that's when, well, it was probably end of 2009, my friend told me about the Harry Potter Alliance, and I thought, oh, this is super cool, you know, they do awesome things and revolve their work around themes from Harry Potter. This is awesome. And so that kind of started it. And then I think in 2010 I really discovered the YouTube community, and that's when I really got into all the Harry Potter stuff. So it was kind of late, but it works for me and I'm here now, so that's all that counts. For the rest of this video, I didn't really know what to talk about, so I'm just going to take some of the questions off the Harry Potter survey on Tumblr and talk about my answers to those, because I don't like thinking of things to talk about. So here we go. If I keep looking over there, it's because my computer's over there again. So, my favorite female character, probably like a lot of people, Luna, just because of how true she is to herself, how she's not afraid to be herself. I think that's something that we really can all aspire to be like. My favorite male character, probably, well, I don't know, there are a couple. Snape, later in the book, or well, after Prince's Tale, when we find out his whole backstory, I think he really spoke to me. And then also, I really like Sirius Black, and I think the whole Black family tree is really interesting, and just Sirius's story is interesting to me. So those two, which are kind of weird combination, but whatever. My favorite creature within the universe, probably the phoenix, but I like basically all of the creatures because they're all, I don't know, they're all really interesting. My favorite spell, probably the summoning charm, just because of how useful it would be in everyday life. And then my favorite quote, basically anything that Dumbledore says, just because it's also, I don't know, it really makes me think. But two that I really like are, "It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live," just because I see it in a lot of people that they get so caught up with, this is my future, this is the road I'm going down, that they forget that you have to live now too. You don't want to look back once you've achieved those dreams and realize that there was nothing before that. And then the other one that I really like is when Dumbledore says, "It is our choices that show who we truly are, far more than our abilities." Just because I'm so into music, I have a lot of friends that really get caught up in identifying themselves as the singer they are or the instrument they play, and although that is important to them, and I realize that, my instruments are also important to me, I think it's also important to realize that you still have to be a good person. You can't just be the thing that you're good at. And then those are just like the questions that have open answers. And then I'm also going to do the this or that because they're really short and quick. And then that will be it. So, this or that, Gryffindor, Slytherin, probably Slytherin if I had to choose. I think if I wasn't a Hufflepuff, I would probably be in Slytherin, but I don't know, I like Slytherin. Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff, really easy choice for me, Hufflepuff. Fred or George, I've always liked Fred for some reason. Ginny or Luna, probably because she's my favorite character, but I also like Ginny, and a lot of people don't, so that's an interesting fact. Diagon Alley or Hogsmeade, Diagon Alley. The books or the movies? The books. Duh. Half-Blood Prince or Deathly Hallows, probably Deathly Hallows. Philosopher's Stone or Chamber of Secrets. That's hard for me. I like both, but I think Philosopher's Stone just because it started the magic, so there's that. Snape or Slughorn. Snape. Lupin or Sirius is also hard because I really like them both, but probably Sirius because he's also one of my favorite characters. I'm not doing all of these because I don't like some of the this or that questions I have. Muggle-born or pureblood, I think this is quite interesting. If I was growing up in the world, obviously it would be easier to be a pureblood, but I think for me, I also think being a Muggle-born would be quite interesting, just because I don't really know. I think it would be interesting. Even though life wouldn't be the easiest, but what's life without a little adventure, I guess. Voldemort or Tom Riddle, I don't like either of them, but if I had to choose, probably Tom Riddle because he's the less evil version. So that's all for this week. I will see you guys next week. Bye!